I mean, maybe there's a possibility that I'm mixing some of these up, but to my own understanding, this is what I know, okay? Or this is what I think, or how I perceive these things, okay? Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today, I'm here to educate you. Maybe some people might already know these things. Maybe some people might have heard some but not quite understood. So let me just get into it. Basically today we're going to be talking about hair typing, and I do this because I don't like calling it hair typing because there can be a lot of different types of the same exact thing. I'm a visual, so all of my examples might seem really extreme, but it's gonna get the job done. I'm trying to get points across, so that's what I'm gonna do by all means necessary. So think of it like this: jeans. How many different types of jeans are there? They're all the same thing. They're denim, they're pants. People wear them, but the difference is there's short, there's long, there's petite, there's plus size, there's boot flare, there's skinny, there's mom jeans, there's high-waisted, there's mid-rise, there's distressed. Like, there's so many different types of the same exact thing. So think of your hair like your own special pair of jeans. Okay? When people talk about hair typing, they're basically, it is one of many categories that you can put your hair in. So when we're talking about how to properly categorize our natural hair, think of it as this really big umbrella, okay? But underneath that umbrella are different categories, and I have notes to keep me on track, okay? Because I really want you guys to grasp this. I really want this to make sense, and I really want to be able to refer people to this video in the future. So basically, 1, 2, 3, 4. There are 4 specific categories underneath the umbrella of categorizing your hair that I'm gonna touch on, okay? Starting off with the most popular and the most frustrating and the most annoying and the okay, you get it? People get on my nerves when it comes to your actual hair texture and or curl pattern. Honestly, y'all, your curl pattern only shows what your hair looks like. That's it. It does not tell you anything else. So when people first started going natural and we were getting into this and we kept seeing that little chart that everybody has seen, that's only showing you what it looks like, okay? That doesn't tell you anything. So you know you have the 4A and the 4B and the 4C and the 3C and the 3B and all of that stuff. It's just the type of curl that you have. I'm not going to spend any more time on that topic because I feel like it's the least important of the 4. Next is density. When it comes to the density of your hair, I'm going to draw you guys a picture. I'm not an artist. Don't judge me. Just take it for what it is, okay? What is this? Okay, so this is going to be comical. Here is your scalp. See that? Now, let's say you have low density hair. So this is just a small piece of your scalp and we're just sampling it, okay? So in that section of your scalp, there's a piece of hair here and a piece of hair here and here and here and here and here, all over your scalp, right? But let's say that's it. That would be considered a low density. That's low density hair because there's not as many pieces of hair within this area on your scalp. Now, let's add some more. Is hair raggedy? Now, medium density. There's more, but it's not really filling up that whole spot. Does that make sense? This is a really rough draft, y'all, but are you understanding where I'm going? So we're gonna add some more. Okay, see how that is starting to fill up that spot? This would be high density hair, because within that spot on your head, there are a lot of pieces of hair tightly packed together. So that hair is more dense than maybe someone that doesn't have as many hairs in that small section of their head. Does that make sense? I hope it makes sense. Okay, I dropped my notes. So, not to be confused with density, but there is thickness. Now, when we're talking about the thickness of your hair, we are actually talking about your individual strands. So if you pluck one piece of hair off your head, we're going to talk about the thickness of that specific piece, okay? So each hair on your head. Now, there could be fine, which I have. There could be medium. You don't have to be two different extremes. And then there could be thick or coarse. Most people tend to call it coarse because it's thicker. I don't know if that's politically correct. I just fine, medium, thick. Like that just makes sense, okay? So, to show you an example, I have some cords. We're gonna pretend that this is a strand of hair, okay? See how fine and slender it is? Does this make sense? Now, my HDMI cord. This would be considered a thick piece of hair. So if you compare the HDMI cord to the Apple headphones, this is a lot more fine or thin than the HDMI cord. Hair is the same way. Some people might have hair strands that are a lot more fine, and some people might have hair strands that are thick, and some people might have what's like directly in the middle. Now, you could have 3A hair and it be fine like this, but you could also have 3A hair and it be thick. Same as 4C, same as any freaking hair pattern or a curl pattern. It could be fine, it could be dense. See, now I'm messing up. It could be fine, it could be thick, it could be densely packed, it could be not so densely packed. So are we starting to kind of see how different hair types have a lot of different moving parts, okay? There's a lot happening here, and I'm not even done yet, okay? So I've talked about texture, I've talked about density, I've talked about thickness, and now I'm going to get into porosity. Now, porosity can kind of be confusing. I actually did not fully understand this until probably last year, so I went a lot of years not fully understanding. But I want to say this is probably one of the most important and helpful, especially when it comes to picking your hair products. One of my least favorite questions, and a lot of people, like, I really hope you don't think I'm mean for this, but I hate, despise when people ask me what hair products do I use because they're having trouble with this, that, and the third with their hair. This is why it may or may not help you for me to tell you what I use. When it comes to porosity, have you guys ever seen those like Pantene commercials where they show like the hair strand with the little like things sticking off of it, and then their product goes on it, and then they're all tight and smooth? What they're trying to present to you is the idea that everyone's hair strand, so each individual hair strand, has these little layers that open and close on the hair strand. These are called your hair cuticles. Now, some people's hair cuticles are tightly like packed into their hair strand, while some people's might like open up and kind of like lift off of the hair strand a little bit more. What this is basically doing is but long story short, guys, when your hair cuticles are tightly packed, like really close together, it makes it a little bit more difficult for water and hair products and things like that to get into the cuticle, to penetrate your hair, to do stuff to it, okay? Whereas when it's more open, sometimes it's easier for those products to get in and penetrate your hair and do stuff to it. Now, on the flip side, because One's not better than the other from my experience. When your hair cuticle is tightly packed like that, while it might be hard for the products to get in, once you find the correct way to get those products in, whether it's with heat or sealing it with an oil, it actually has a tendency to hold on to that moisture or deep conditioner or whatever you're putting into it, because it has like packed it in there. It holds on to it. On the flip side, if your cuticles are kind of wide open, while it's easy for those products to pass and get in there, it's just as easy for it to leave. So I feel like I've been on both sides of the spectrum. Don't ask me how or why, but I also think it's because I used to color my hair a lot, so that messes with your cuticles and they're wide open and whatever. So tightly packed cuticles, low porosity hair. Open cuticles, less tightly packed cuticles, high porosity hair. And guess what? You don't have to be one or the other. You can be in the middle. You could be kind of on this side. You can be kind of on this side. You could be on this side in the wintertime, but this side in the summer. One thing that I do want to point out, because I think it's super important, there is the porosity test. And I'm sure someone has seen it. It's been all over YouTube. There's a point in time when it was becoming really popular and people were doing it. But if you have trouble figuring out what your porosity is, you can do like the glass of water test. So basically you take a glass of water, you fill it up with water. I will have to double check whether it's warm or cold water. I'm honestly not sure. And you take one piece of hair or maybe a couple pieces of hair, put it in the water. You put it in the water. If it sinks, it's supposed to be high porosity. If it floats, it's supposed to be low porosity. If it's somewhere in the middle, medium, you get what I'm saying. So try that test out. It helped me out a lot figuring out what kind of she is and what she does and what she likes. But so this is why it's so important that you have to learn your hair. I cannot tell you what's best for your hair. Your friend can't tell you what's best for your hair. Only you or the person who does your hair the most and has gotten to know your hair can tell you what's best for your hair. This is why certain questions, there's no easy answer. There's no one product that works for everybody. There's like, it's so broad. Every single topic can be so broad that it's ridiculous. And if you guys want me to categorize for what I believe my hair characteristics are, I would love to do that video, because I do have a very good understanding of everything for me. Yeah, so it's just a lot of information. So hopefully this video doesn't turn out to be 1,000 minutes long, but hopefully I am able to like quickly but effectively give you guys a glimpse into how to correctly and effectively characterize your natural hair. I hope this was helpful, guys. I know it's a lot of information. I highly suggest looking into other people's videos and learning as much as you can. I am not a professional. This is just my years of figuring stuff out and what I think that I know. So I may be incorrect on some of these things, but who knows? I might be right. But hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel. If you actually liked my video, don't be fake. So any questions that you might have or that I did not answer, please comment down below. If you already know this stuff and you already know what your hair likes, I want to know what your hair likes, and put that down in my comment box. And if you want to send me a picture of your hair on Instagram, why not? Okay, I'm gonna check my notes, make sure I didn't miss anything. Nope, that's it. Bye.